Hello all, myself P.W. Umle working as an assistant professor at Sanjeevani College of Engineering. Today we'll discuss about hydroelectric power plant. Now what is the syllabus content? Hydroelectric power plant, introduction, site selection, classification of hydroelectric power plant, criteria for turbine selection, dam, spillway, surge tank, forebay, advantages and disadvantages of hydroelectric power plant, hydrograph, flow duration curve, mass curve and environmental impact of hydroelectric power plant. So we'll discuss one by one. First of all, what do you mean by hydropower? Hydropower is also known as water power. So here, kinetic energy of falling water from height is converted into mechanical energy. So initially, water is stored by using dam, which have a potential energy as soon as the water will flow through the pipeline, the potential energy will get converted into kinetic energy. Then that kinetic energy of water is used to have a strike on the hydraulic turbine, maybe Francis, maybe Kaplan, maybe Kaplan or propeller, or maybe Pelton type of turbine. And then we are getting electric energy. So the amount of electrical energy generated from a water source depends on the water to fall from the height and the quantity of water flowing. So water to fall from the height is nothing but head, that is height of dam. It may be gross head, may be net head, and quantity of water flowing, that is discharge. Now the layout of hydroelectric power plant consists of reservoir, dam, penstock, powerhouse, generator and turbine. So this is a typical layout of hydroelectric power plant. This is reservoir, this is the dam, this is penstock, this is turbine, this is generator, powerhouse, and this is downstream outlet. So it is also known as head race and this is known as tail race. Now what are the various factors that should be considered while selecting site for hydroelectric power plant? So first of all, availability of water. So power generated depends upon the water availability. Hence, runoff data should be available at proposed site. So the meaning of runoff is discharge or quantity of water available. The water storage, as there is a wide variation in rainfall during the year, so water has to be stored and used during the lean period. So if we will take the case of India, in India there is a heavy rainfall during rainy season and we have to store and we have to use that during the lean period. So peak period or the period in which rainfall is heavy, that is known as peak period, and lean period means there is no or minimum or less rainfall. Then geological investigation, so it is necessary to see the foundation of or the dam and other structure should be firm and stable, and that is area should not be prone to earthquake. Then topographical investigation, so while detecting a location of dam, it is necessary to know the topographical features like if the dam to be built is in valley or mountain, and then cost will be less. Access to site should be accessible because we should have a transportation facilities. Then load center, generally hydroelectric power plant are located in hilly or mountain region, so long transmission lines are required. So cost and loss factor should be in consideration. Now classification of hydroelectric power plant. So hydroelectric power plant are classified according to head of water available. So it can be classified as low head power plant up to 60 meter. Then medium head ranges from 60 meter to 250 meter and high head power plant above 250 meter. Then according to nature of load, we can have a classification of hydroelectric power plant as base load power plant, then peak load power plant and standby unit. Then third factor is the quantity of water available. So runoff river plant without pondage, So I told you runoff is nothing but quantity of water available. Then runoff of power plant with pondage, then storage type of power plant, and last one is sorry next one is pump storage power plant, and last one is mini and micro power plant. Now what do you mean by low head hydroelectric power plant? So for this case, available water head is up to 60 meter and it uses propeller or Kaplan type of turbine. Then medium head hydroelectric power plant, the available water head is 60 meter to 250 meter and it uses Francis type of turbine. And last one is high head hydroelectric power plant. This available water head is above 250 meter and it uses Pelton type of turbine. So this is what classification according to head available. Head is nothing but height of dam. In short, it is height of dam. Now there may be a base load power plant, peak load power plant, or standby power unit. What do you mean by base load power plant? So it is a power station that usually provides a continuous supply of electricity throughout the year with some minimum power generation requirement. Base load power plant will only be turned off during periodic maintenance, upgrading, overhaul or service. Peak load power plant. So if you run the power plant continuously for 24 hours, whatever may be the average load is nothing but base load, and during that 24 hours, whatever may be the maximum requirement of load is nothing but peak load. So we can use this as a peak load power plant also. So peaking power plant, also known as peaker plant, and occasionally just peakers, or power plant that generally run only when there is a high demand. The standby power plant in which part or all of unit operate when consumption of electric power in the system sharply increases for short period of time. Now what do you mean by pondage? So this is what the diagram of pondage. Pondage usually refers to the comparatively small water storage or reservoir built near the powerhouse to regulate the small quantity of water. With pondage, water is usually stored during the period of low electricity demand hours and when the power plant is inactive. Pondage collect the water only for maximum period of 1 week. So this is what pondage. Here the one way is given to flowing river, and here you can use this pondage for power generation. So this is tail race and this is head race. Then storage. Storage collects water for a maximum period of 1 year. So pondage is for 1 week and period of 1 week, and storage is for 1 year. Storage is built in the form of dam across the river whose function is to store large amount of water during excess runoff and supply this water during deficient period. So I told you there during rainy season in India there is a large amount of water, so we can use storage type of power plant in India. Now run-up river plant without pondage. Now this plant do not store water and use the water as it comes. This plant depends for their generating capacity mainly on the rate of flow of water. During the high flood and low head, water is wasted, and during the low runoff, plant capacity is reduced. So since there is no control on availability of water from the river, the power output of such plant fluctuates widely. So it is without pondage. As water comes, we can utilize it. If water is not available, then power capacity is reduced. Then runoff plant with pondage. The utility of runoff river plant is increased by constructing a pond behind the dam near the plant. So these plants can be used as a base load or peak load plant. And these plants are frequently constructed in Europe where rivers have more or less uniform distributed flow around the year. This is what runoff plant with pondage. Storage type of power plant are constructed if the rainfall occurs only for few months in a year and remaining period dry. So this is the case of our country. So in such plant a large amount of water is stored in a reservoir behind the dam and it is made available to power with controls on required basis. Now next one is pump storage peak load plant. So here you can see the diagram. This is what pump storage peak load plant. This is head water pond with small drainage area, head water, and this is tail water. So here We'll see how it works. During peak period, turbine drives the alternator and electric energy is generated. During peak period, the water will flow through the penstock, turbine will be in operation, and we are getting electricity generated. And during off peak load, the alternator run as a motor. So here the during when the water will flow from head race to this is tail race, then electricity is generated. This is during peak period, and during off peak period the water will be, this turbine will be acting as a centrifugal pump or pump, and it will uh, lift the water from tail race to head race. This is what the pump storage peak load plant. So I read it. In places where the adequate quantity of water is not available, pump storage plants are used. Water stored in the headwater pond. So I told you this is headwater pond. So water stored in headwater pond after passing through the turbine, it is stored in tailwater pond. During the peak period, water is stored in the tailwater pond, and when the load is less, water stored in the tailwater pond is pumped back to headwater pond. Next one is mini and micro power plant. Micro power plant has the capacity up to 100 kilowatt. Sorry, this is mini. Mini power plant has the capacity up to 100 kilowatt. Micro power plant has the capacity from 101 kilowatt to 1000 kilowatt. Small hydroelectric power plant is in the range of 1001 to 600 kilowatt. Then medium hydroelectric power plant has the capacity between 6001 kilowatt to 10,000 kilowatt, and high capacity is more than 10,000 kilowatt. So this is what all about classification of hydroelectric power plant. Now what do you mean by forebay? So it is a small water reservoir. This is what forebay. At the end of water passage, this is water passage or penstock. Before the water is fed to the turbine to the penstock. So this is waterway we can say, and this is penstock. So or tunnel. So this is what forebay. Now next one, surge tank. Surge tank can be used to control the sudden pressure changes in a pipe or penstock due to sudden closure and stopping of valves during starting and stopping of turbine. So in short, surge tank protect the conduit system from high internal pressure. It should help hydraulic turbine regarding its regulation characteristic, and it should store the water to raise the pressure in a pressure drop condition. So it is an additional storage space fitted between main storage reservoir and the powerhouse. So you can see here, this is what surge tank. This is reservoir, this is penstock. Now different types of surge tank: simple surge tank, orifice type of tank, then differential type of surge tank, one-way tank, closed tank, and tank with galleries. Now next is spillway. Spillway is provided to discharge the flood water and to keep the level of water below the designed maximum level in the reservoir. A spillway is a structure used to provide controlled release of flow from the dam. This may be known as overflow channel. Spillway is nothing but overflow channel. So whatever may be the water which will be overflow above the design maximum level, it will be flow through the spillway. So there are different types of spillway: solid gravity, saddle, shaft, chute, side channel, and siphon. We'll see one by one. Solid gravity spillway. This is what the diagram of solid gravity spillway. Excess water above the full reservoir. This is what, sorry, here the excess water above the full reservoir flows over the crest. This is crest in the form of rolling sheet of water. This is what rolling sheet of water. The bucket is provided at the end of spillway, changes the direction of fast moving water and energy is destroyed. Then saddle spillway. This is what saddle spillway. Next one is shaft spillway. So shape of this type of spillway is like a funnel constructed adjoining the dam. This is dam and this is funnel which is adjoining the dam. Its lower end is turned at right angle. Lower end is turned at right angle and taken out horizontally below the dam. The excess water over the reservoir level spill over the circular crest and then enters into vertical shaft like this. So this is what shaft spillway. This is shaft spillway. Next one is trough or chute spillway. So it is similar to solid type of spillway except that at the end of spillway a trough or channel is provided. Here it is trough or channel is provided to meet the river channel downstream of the dam. Downstream is nothing but tailways level, tailways part. Then side channel spillway. So this is a dam constructed and this is side channel. So when the dam is not reached and is undesirable to pass flood water over the dam, this type of spillway is used. After crossing over the spillway crest, water flows parallel to the crest. This is side channel spillway. Then siphon spillway. It is constructed in the form of siphon or siphon. We can say siphon. The crest of spillway is kept at full reservoir. This is what crest of spillway. In case of water rises above the full reservoir level, it enters into spillway and discharges through the siphon. Now different types of dams. So dam is a thick wall made of reinforced concrete, RCC earth and stone machinery to raise the water for the storage at height. Gravity dam. So this is a gravity dam. It is a dam constructed from concrete or stone machinery and designed to hold back water by primarily using the weight of material alone to resist the horizontal pressure of water. This is horizontal pressure of water. It will resist the horizontal pressure of water against it. Next one is buttress dam. The buttress dam or hollow dam is a dam with a solid watertight upstream side that is supported at interval on the downstream side by a series of buttress. You can see here diagram of buttress dam. So it is a hollow dam. Buttress dam or hollow dam is a dam with a solid watertight upstream side that is supported at intervals on the downstream side by a series of buttress or support. This is series of buttress or support. Now next is arch dam. Now what do you mean by arch dam? So arch dam is a concrete dam that is curved upstream in plan. Plan is nothing but top view. If you see from top, you can see the curve. The arch dam is designed so that forces of water against it, known as hydrostatic pressure, presses against the arch, causing the arch to straighten slightly and strengthening the structure as it pushes into its foundation. Now earth dam or field dam are also called as earth dam. It is built up by compacting successive layer of earth using the most impervious material to form the core. This is earth dam. So it consists of stone, block, gravel and sand. Now rock-filled dam are a kind of dam that combines porous set firmly packed gravel, sand or silt in one section with an area of concrete, metal, clay or some other substance. So if you are using rock, then it is rock-filled dam. You can see the diagram. This is rock-filled dam. So that is what the details about hydroelectric power plant. So thank you.